So get ready, 1.5 hours, all the main topics in level 1 in the last 10 hours of studying Romanian, also the first 10 hours of studying Romanian. Good. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and I'm really looking forward to your answers. So don't be shy, and let's work together and go through all the stuff that's important to remember from this part. Do you remember what the first topic was? Like, what was one of the first things that we did in class?
Diacritics.
The diacritics, yes. Who wants to tell me what the diacritics are? Let's pronounce them. So we have A, but that's not a diacritic, that's just a regular letter. Yes, Jen, I heard the sh. That's a diacritic, yes. What else? Yes, Mohammed, I think you said it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like in pizza, and sh, like in sh.
And then it's the hat.
Yeah, you have and then you have, what's the only one missing? So this is and we also have
Yeah, there we go.
And we have another one. How do you pronounce this one? Yeah, so these are pronounced the same. Yeah. You have and another And how do you call the one here?
Din.
Exactly. Din. Ah. And this one is
Din.
Yes. What are the rules for using these two? So when would you use the first one?
In between, or in the middle of words. And then the Din is beginning or end, no, or just begin.
Yes, exactly. And only in the beginning or the end. So for example, how would you spell Romania with which one of these?
Din A.
Yes. Romania, see, because it's in the middle.
Yeah.
And întâlnire?
Din E.
Yes. So in the beginning it's din E, and then because you have once more, it's din A because it's in the middle. See, întâlnire. All right. So these are the critics. Sh, and s. Good. What was the next subject? Now that you know the diacritics, what else do you need to know in order to spell?
Oh, the letter groups.
Right. And what are the letter groups? You could roughly divide them in two categories. Can someone tell me one letter group?
Check.
Check. So we have check.
G.
G. And then?
G.
Yes, that's at the end, the G. And what is here?
Ge.
No, that's on the other side because it's a g sound. See, so here we have like a ch sound, like in, I don't know, choo-choo,
Yeah.
like the locomotive. Yeah, and with the G, we have a G sound on this side. So this is ch and this is G.
Ge.
Hi, Christina.
Hello.
Bine ai venit.
Mulțumesc.
So, Christina, if you see my screen, can you tell us what letter group is missing from this list?
Ce, ci. Ge?
No, because ge requires a H, and that's on the other side.
Was it gi? No, that's gi's right below.
Yeah, no, because it's still with a H.
Ge?
G,
Je,
Je. That's what it was.
je, as in general. And this is je. See? So it's very predictable. Why? Because you have e and e, and e and e. See? E, and then e, e. By the way, the Romanian way we pronounce this is e, what you pronounce e in English, and what you pronounce I in English in Romanian, it's e. So yeah, that might cause a bit of confusion, but if you know that people are using the Romanian letters, then it's clear. Okay, so these are groups made of 2 letters. And on the other side, we have groups made of 3 letters. What are those? Or how do we obtain those? What's the only difference?
The H.
Yeah, so we take all of these and we add a H in between. So see, we take che, we take chi, we take je, and we take g, and then we add a H. So now che turns to ke, and chi turns to ki, je turns to ge, and g turns to gi. Che, ke, chi, ki, chiki. Je, ge, and g, gi. All right, good. So now that we know the diacritics and the letter groups, what else is important to know? Remember one of our first topics after spelling. I'm gonna type it here. Formule de salut. What does this mean? Formule de salut.
Greetings?
Yes, greetings. Now, if we were to divide them in formal and intermediate and then informal, what would go on each side? What formal, informal greetings do you know?
Formal would be like bună dimineața.
So this would probably go somewhere in between. Bună dimineața. What is an informal way to say bună dimineața?
Neața.
Neața. Mohammed, can you tell us more greetings?
salut,
Salut. Christina.
Bună seara.
This is more formal. Bună seara. Ben, are you with us? Can you tell us a greeting?
Trying to remember I kissed the hand, but I can't remember.
So how do you
That would
say
be
hand?
very.
What's the word for hand?
Mana?
Yes.
Mana?
Mhm.
Okay.
And the word for kiss?
That I can't remember.
It's sarut. Yeah, so if you put them together, what do you get?
Sarut mana.
Sarut, mâna. And many people will pronounce it simply sarumana. Yeah, don't spell it like this. This is just how people say it. Sarumana. How do you say good night?
Noapte bună.
Noapte bună. And see you again. No, you will see the other person again. What do you say?
My computer froze. Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to everyone, so you can also answer if you want.
Is it la revedere or
Yes.
is that just goodbye?
La revedere. So revedere means seeing each other again.
Okay.
So this is like saying until we see each other again. It's quite a formal greeting. How can you say this less formally? So if you want to say see you tomorrow or see you soon.
Hey, mine.
Femina means me. Make sure you pronounce the word for tomorrow with all the diacritics in it.
Moina.
Yes, pe mâine. Pe mâine, see you tomorrow. Or see you soon. Have you seen this one? Pe curând. Pe curând. Can you say it?
Pe curând.
Curând.
What are some other informal ways to greet people? Like if you're really casual and friendly, what would you say?
Would just Buna be one?
Yeah, bună. Or when you say goodbye, what can you say?
Pa 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 pa.
Pa, pa, pa. You can use how many pa, pa, pas you want.
Can you say just once? Pa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Papa. I think the more pas you add, the friendlier you sound. Papa. Papa.
Well, the quicker you want to say goodbye, it's like,
Or you could say, like in Italian, ciao. And what is a friendly Transylvanian greeting?
Juice.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, unfortunately, so few people say this.
Like servos?
Yes. So it would be something like this. I don't even think it has a Romanian spelling. And servus. And lots of people would just pronounce servus.
Citrus.
Yeah. Oh, and the Buna disappeared. I'll write it here. So yeah, lots of greetings. Okay, we know lots of greetings. And I think we missed one that's very common that you can use at almost at any time of day, like just good day. How do you say that?
oh, bună ziua.
Bună ziua. Bună ziua. All right, now you've greeted someone, you introduce each other, you introduce yourselves, and how do you say nice to meet you? There's an easy way to say it and a more difficult way to say it.
Was it like cu placere?
That's more like with pleasure or you're welcome.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. The one that literally means that's
venit. Bine
That's
ai venit, and then bine. Oh,
No.
okay. I was thinking bine.
No.
No, gashi. Something
Găsit,
gashi.
yeah.
No. So bine ai venit means welcome here.
Welcome.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, I think I know it. Is it Imi pare bine?
îmi pare bine. Îmi pare bine. Yeah, with a at the beginning. Yeah, so this can mean either nice to meet you, or the more literal meaning, it seems good to me. Used in the sense of I'm happy about it. So when you are told good news, I got a new job. Oh, îmi pare bine. I'm happy about it. I'm happy to hear that. And there was a complicated way to say nice to meet you. Remember that one? It literally meant enchanted with your acquaintance.
I know cunoștință is acquaintance.
Yes. So can you see the first word on the screen?
Încântat de cunoștință?
Yes. De cunoștință. Încântat de cunoștință. Or if you're a woman, you will say încântată. Yeah, because it's a word that describes you. So then it has to have the same gender as you. Okay, so I'm gonna move this here because this is less formal, and încântat de cunoștință is more formal. Okay, now Jenny, earlier you were saying about bine ai venit, which means welcome here, and you were also telling me the reply. Remember what the reply was for bine ai venit?
Bine găsit.
Bine te-am
Te-am
găsit.
găsit.
Why? Because this part is informal. And this te comes from tu. So let's see. So this is, oh, something isn't right. This comes from tu in the accusative case. Yeah. So I found you. And this ai venit, it's tu ai venit. This is what it comes from, which means you came. And see, it's tu, which is informal, you. Now, if we want to use the formal version for all these, what would the difference be? Let's make a comparison. Formal here. So you want to welcome your business partners when they visit you. So what will you say? Instead of
Bine. Bine ați venit.
Bine ați venit. And the reply, what might they say?
Bine v-am găsit?
Bine v-am găsit. Yeah. So this can be formal or plural, or both formal and plural. Yeah. So the way that we use formal verbs, formal verb forms in Romanian is the same way that we use plurals for the second person. So let's explain a little bit. This ați, this comes from voi, or do you know how to say you in a polite way? That long word that we
Dumneavoastră.
Dumneavoastră. Dumneavoastră. Dumneavoastră ați venit. Which means you, either plural or polite, came. So that's the difference. And v-am comes from voi, or again dumneavoastră. See how I'm writing dumneavoastră with a DV in accusative. which we will do a long time from now, so don't worry about it. Yeah, but what is important for now is that you know this distinction. Bine ai venit, bine ați venit. Bine te-am găsit, bine v-am găsit. And you realize when it's more polite and when it's just casual. Okay. How would you ask someone, how are you?
Ce mai face?
So, ce mai faceți? That's polite. Or if you want to be casual, you will say,
Ce faci?
ce mai faci? Or ce faci? Ce faci? Ce mai faci? I used to put a mai in there because it sounds nicer. It just sounds more mild. If you say ce faci, that can also be interpreted as what are you doing? So it sounds like you're asking the person to justify themselves. And what can someone ask when, what can someone answer when you ask them ce mai faci?
Bine.
Bine. I think that's the most annoying answer because it provides exactly zero information.
There's that one. It's like Asha, Sha, Asha.
Așa și așa. Or if you are brave and you want to sound like a native, you can go așa și așa.
No.
Can you give it a try? Așa și așa.
Asha, Sha, Sha.
Sha, sha, sha.
Yay, that's it. Okay. What else can you reply? If it's not so good,
Nu bine?
yes, but I would add something between nu and bine. How do you say
Foarte?
not, yeah, nu foarte bine, or nu prea bine. Not very well or not too well. Nu foarte bine, nu prea bine. And terrible, having a really bad day.
It's like groz.
Groaz.
Yeah.
Groaz. It comes from groază, which means horror or terror. And also from groază, you have the word grozav. Yeah, so these two words are related, but they mean exactly the opposite thing. Grozav means great. How else can you say great? There's this word that's almost like in English for excellent. How do you say excellent?
Excellent.
Excellent. Excellent. And very well.
Foarte bine?
Foarte bine. Wonderful. Now, we also studied the verb to be, which is essential. I always say, if you remembered nothing from this whole 10 hours, then please remember the verb to be, because it's inescapable, it's everywhere, and it will follow you wherever you go. So how do you say to be?
Afi?
To be. And by the way, what is the participle form? How do you say being?
Fost?
Okay, who wants to help me conjugate this? I am.
You sunt.
You sunt. You are.
Tu ești?
You polite are. Mohammed, want to try?
Dumneavoastră sunt?
Dumneavoastră sunteți. Yeah. Dumneavoastră sunteți. How about el, ea?
Este.
Este. How do you say we?
Voi?
Voi means you, plural.
No.
Noi. Noi. We are.
Suntem.
Suntem. And then we have voi, Christina. See, this is you.
Sunteți.
Sorry?
Sunteți.
Yes, sunteți. And finally, they.
El sunteți.
Yes. So yele is they in feminine, and how do you say they in masculine?
I.
Yay. So we have yay or yele, sunt. Okay, so there are some things that you can remember here that will make your life easier. The first one is that in the verb to be, eu and ye, yele are conjugated the same. So when you hear someone saying sunt, it can be about themselves, yeah, eu, or it can be about ye, yele, so other, the third person plural. Another thing that you can remember for all the verbs is that if they end in M, then it's always noi. Yeah, so a verb that's conjugated with M at the end refers to us, the first person plural. And similarly, a verb that ends in T, that's always about you plural. Or because dumneavoastră acts like a voi, it can also be about you polite. And dumneavoastră sunteți can be both singular and plural. So it doesn't matter whether you're talking to one person politely or to more people politely, you're still going to say dumneavoastră sunteți. All right. Now, what are some ways to say these things informally? So instead of eu sunt, how might you hear this on the street? The informal way of saying eu is, it's like the informal way of saying you in English. How do people say you in all the hip hop songs?
Eu.
Yo. Yo, hey, yo. Yo. Yeah, okay, it's not exactly the same pronunciation, but you can use that to remember. So yo is informal for you, and us is informal for sunt. Yeah, yo is. And you can go even further and say yos. Now you can think of iOS. Yeah, yos, I am. Tu ești doesn't have an informal version, and neither does this with dumneavoastră, and it makes sense because it's formal by definition. Now, el, ya stays el, ya, but instead of este, oh, by the way, and here we could also have ye. So next to este, we could have ye, and it means exactly the same thing. You could say el, ya, îi. Do you remember this stuff? Okay, good. I see Jen nodding, so.
I remember doing it, but I don't remember
This
the
is
answers.
reassuring. At least one person remembers, yay. Okay, and then we have she is even shorter. You could say yai. Yai. You can't really say yeli because it doesn't really roll off your tongue, but you can say yai, she is. Yos, yai. It's good for you to know these if you want to speak colloquial Romanian and be out in the street and understand how people really talk. All right, and ye, yele, sunt, because it's like eu, it's still going to be us. Ye, yele, us. And yele, they feminine are. Okay. Good. I'm gonna make this smaller to create a bit of room because I also want us to review the negative forms. So do you remember how to say I am not, you are not, and so on? How do you put these in a negative form?
You put new in front of the verb.
So no always goes in front of the verb. That's a good thing to remember. Eu nu sunt. Yeah. And what is the short for eu nu sunt? Eu. Nus. Yeah, eu nus. Mohammed, you look surprised. Oh, this is new. How do you say, so Mohammed, how do you say you are not?
Tu nu ești.
Tu nu ești. There is no short version here. Dumneavoastră nu sunteți. This is quite predictable. And then he or she is not. Yes, yeah, nu este. And then what is the short version? Laura and Christina, any idea?
Nui.
Yes, nui. El nui or ea nui. Noi nu suntem. Voi nu sunteți. See, these don't have short forms. And finally, ele nu sunt. And the short form is
Nus.
come on, come on.
First one.
Sorry?
Nus, the same
Yes,
as first
that's
one.
it. Your sound is a bit low, Lauren, so I have trouble
Oh, sorry.
understanding what you're saying. Okay, good, wonderful. And now let's get to the slightly heavier stuff, which is the past tense. Do you remember when we did that, when we talked about the weather? Or not about the weather, we talked about days and like how to say today, yesterday, and so on.
Mâine, poi mâine. That stuff.
Yes, so that's tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and we'll get there very soon. So what is the formula for the past tense in Romanian? The most common way to express the past tense. So you have a modified conjugation of the verb to have, and then you have the participle of the verb. It's like in English when you say to be was were been, and that been is the participle, so you say I have been. See? So you put the verb to have and then the participle, and voila, you have the past tense. Except you use the same formula in Romanian, but you wouldn't translate it as I have been. You translate it as I was. See, so even though the structure is the same, the meaning is different. Okay, so then how do you say I was?
Am fost.
Eu am fost. And let's go on and say it for all the persons. Tu.
Tu ai fost.
And then el, ea.
A fost.
A fost. El, ea, a fost. But how would you say you polite were?
Dumneavoastră.
Dumneavoastră. So remember, this acts like voi. So it acts like a plural.
Ați fost.
Yes. Exactly. Nice. Christina, you're doing really well. Why doesn't it?
Thank you.
Okay, it doesn't want to. Right here, let's try it again. Post. There. We were. Noi.
Noi amfas.
Mhm. And then you plural, voi. This is easy because it's like dumneavoastră.
Ați.
Mhm. Actually, it's the other way around. Dumneavoastră is like voi. And then ele.
Lost.
It's not It's like you're in a bit of pain, and then you say, ow, ow. The nice part is that if you remember this special conjugation of the verb to have, then you can put any Romanian verb in the past. Yeah. I, ați, a, ați, au. So this is a special conjugation of avea, to have. And this is always the same, it's a participle. So this one you only need to learn once for each verb. There is only one participle form for each verb. So if you know this, and if you know these, you just put them together and you already can use the past tense. So even if the structure is I have been, you have been, and so on, these are translated as was, were. I, you, etc. was or were. Okay. Now you're ready to ask questions and to talk about days. So let's see. Let's do a little review of question words. What question words do you know?
Ce?
Meaning?
What?
What?
Cine. Who.
What?
Who.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So, ce, cine, what else? How do you say why?
De ce?
Yes. And what might you answer? How do you say because? Literally for that.
Pentru.
Pentru că?
Pentru că. Watch out, it's with a That's very important because if you say ca with the a, that's something else. Okay. Ce, de ce, pentru că, cine. How do you ask how?
Cum.
Cum. How about how much? Hint, it doesn't contain the word cum. It's just one word.
Cât.
Cât?
Cât.
Cât with a cât. Yeah, cât. For example, cât costă? How much does it cost? Cât. Where?
Unde?
Unde? Where? Where from?
De unde?
De unde? What if you want to be more specific? From what country?
Yun, the din, din,
What?
Sara, Sara,
So
dinche, Sara,
Tsara. Dinche Tsara. From what country? From what city?
dinche oras,
Dinche Oraș. With a sh. Yeah. When?
Când?
Când.
Mm.
And how about since when?
De când?
And until when? There's still something with când, but how do you say until? Here's the first letter. Yes,
Oh,
Jen.
pick.
Pecus?
It's not pe. Here's the second letter.
Până?
Yes, that's it. Până când. Until when? Până când. Good. So these are the main question words in Romanian. Do you remember the geographical places? Like, how do you say country? A country.
O țară,
Țară. And two countries is
Două.
țări.
țăre,
Țări. With the E.
țarii,
Țări. O țară, două țări. How about a city, two cities?
Un oraș?
Un oraș.
Două.
Două oraș?
Două. What? What do you put at the end to make it plural?
I?
E.
Oh.
Două orașe. So in Romanian, this is E and this is E. Yeah, just to be clear. When you hear me say E, I mean this one. And when it's the English E, that's a Romanian E. And a continent, how do you say a continent?
continent.
Continență?
Un? Don't say continență, Mohammed. That means something else. It's a medical term. Like if you don't need to go to the bathroom all the time, that's continence. If you have to go to the bathroom all the time, that's incontinence. Okay, so un continent. Două continente. Okay, un continent, două continente. Care sunt cele 6 continente? Who can tell me what the continents are?
Europa?
Europa, and then
Asia?
Asia,
Africa.
Africa. Come on.
Nord de America?
America de Nord.
America de Sud.
So now I have to apologize to Antarctica because I didn't include it here. And some people call this Oceania. Other people just call it by the traditional name of, that's also a
Australia.
country,
Australia.
Australia. Yeah, so you spell it like in English, but you pronounce it like in Romanian. So I feel like I'm doing an injustice to that frozen, isolated, unpopulated continent. So I'm gonna include it here. Because who knows, with the global warming, we might end up living there too. You never know. So, Antarctica. Antarctica. Bun. Acestea sunt cele 7 continente. So, how would you ask, in what country are we now? In what country are we now? Well, for most of you, I'm sorry, Christina and Lauren. Oh, Jen, have you arrived to Romania already?
No, not yet.
Okay. So in what country are some of us now? În ce țară suntem acum? Just a minute. Sorry, the baby was crying at the door. Okay. So, în ce țară suntem acum? Mohammad și cu mine. Mohammad and me are in the same country now.
And me.
Sorry?
And me. We're all in the same country. I said we're all in the same country. I'm also in.
You're in Romania?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought you were in the UK.
No, I'm in Romania.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were somewhere else. How do you say and me? The word for and is?
She?
She. And I is?
Eu?
You.
Yeah.
She, you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, în ce țară? How do you say the name of our country, Lauren?
Romania.
Yes, Romania. Romania. And how would you say, let's take some European countries. How would you say Germany?
Germania.
And the UK? Like England?
Angles? Or no?
Inglés is an English guy.
Yeah.
Anglia?
Anglia. Anglia or Marea Britanie.
Mare.
Great Britain. Or you could also say Regatul Unit. Like the UK, the United Kingdom. How would you say France?
Francia.
Francia. Let's see what other countries. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for now. Bun. Now, you accidentally step on somebody's foot. What do you say?
Scuze?
Scuze. You could also say, scuză-mă. And if you wanted to be more formal, what would you say? What is the formal way to say excuse me?
Scuzați-mă?
Scuzați-mă. Or just inverse the order. Scuzați. And what can a person reply? When you say, excuse me, how would you reply? You want to put them at ease, yeah, not make them feel worse. If you are a Transylvanian like me, you might say, "Nu-i bai." This is informal Transylvanian. No problem. Informal, local, in Cluj, and in the rest of Transylvania. But a more neuter way of responding, how do you say, it's nothing?
Something to meet?
We are nothings.
No. Meet?
So it's not tsu, there is no tsu in that word.
There's
It
no
ends
nothing.
it ends with a k sound, yeah? Because nimik means nothing,
Nimik.
yeah? So how would you say, it's nothing?
No
Nu
need.
este nimic?
No, yes, nimik. Now, you will probably never hear it in this way. They will just use a short form, nimik. Nimik. Or they might say, nu face nimic. It means the same thing. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I might also say, yeah, okay. It's okay. Yeah. How do you say thank you?
Mulțumesc.
Mulțumesc. And what is an informal way of saying thank you?
Merci.
Yeah. Merci. Like in French. I just wrote it with an S because that's the Romanian spelling. What do you reply when someone says thank you? Merci. Cu plăcere. Yeah, with pleasure. Or some people might say for little or for nothing. These are Romanian idioms, and what they mean is, oh, it's no big deal. So how do you say for nothing?
Pentru nimic?
Pentru nimic. And for little?
Pentru Putin?
Not for the Russian president.
Putin. Putin?
Puțin. Pentru puțin. Yeah.
Puțin.
Pentru nimic. Pentru puțin. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Yep. All right. There is a construction that's very important to remember. Do you remember that part where we had different people talking, taking turns in talking and saying, now, hi, I don't know, Vlad from Romania, and now I'm at the mountains and I've been here for 2 days or something like that. And bow wow, I am Azorel, funny dog. Yeah, so that's, let's see, what page was it in the book? It was page 23 in Platon. So I'll take an example for there to illustrate my point. At some point, our character Vlad said, sunt aici de o zi. What does this mean, sunt aici de o zi?
I'm here for a day?
No, that's the point. That's a false friend.
I have been here for a day. The day. D-E.
Sorry, can you say that again?
The DE means I have been here for a day.
Yeah, so de in this case means for. And because you have this de, sunt, which normally means I am, is going to be translated as I have been here for a day. Yeah, so this is very important because one little word, this de, can completely change the meaning. So what I'm actually trying to say is I arrived a day ago and I'm still here. I have been here for a day. Okay, what if I said instead sunt aici pentru o zi? What does it mean now?
I am here for a day.
Yes, now it means I'm here for a day. Because this pentru, see, pentru now is translated just like the for. But in this case, because we say pentru and not de, we translate it with I am. I am here for a day. So what's the difference in meaning actually? It's I am planning to stay here one day or a day. Okay. All right. And what if I wanted to say I've been here? Let's put it like this. Sunt aici din 1 martie. Sunt aici din 1 martie. What does this mean?
I arrived on the 1st of March.
Yes.
Since?
And I'm still here.
Yeah.
So how would I translate this din?
Since.
Since. See, and this sunt is still I have been. I have been here since the 1st of March. So notice how in Romanian, one little word can make a total difference in meaning. So I arrived on the 1st of March and I'm still here. Okay. So yeah, what you can remember from this is that de goes with duration. And then we have din, which goes with a moment in time, like a date, a specific date in the past. Good. So this is the most important takeaway from all those texts. With sunt aici de o zi, sunt la Cluj din octombrie, suntem aici de 1 minut. And now talking about time. Let's review this a bit. So how do you say a minute?
1 minute.
1 minute. The plural is?
Un minute.
2 minute. Yeah. 1 minut, 2 minute. How about an hour?
O ora.
O ora. And 2 hours is?
2 ore.
Mm-hmm. 2 ore. How about a half? How do you say a half?
That's a tough one. That's a strange, yeah, there's a J in it. That's all I can remember.
O jumătate. O jumătate. Can you say it? Jumătate.
Jumătate. And
2 jumătăți. O jumătate, 2 jumătăți. And this one also has an informal way. You know the informal one? So you take jumătate and then you cut out a part of it. You cut out this at and you get jumate or jumate. People say this all the time, o jumate. It's just easier to pronounce. So how do you say half an hour? It's literally a half of hour. Lauren, what do you think?
O jumătate.
How do you say of?
Sorry?
How do you say of? De.
Oh, de
And hour?
ora.
O jumătate de oră, that's half an hour.
O jumătate.
All right, what's the word for day?
Ziua.
That's the day. So how do you say a day? Christina?
Isn't it OZ?
O zi. And 2 days?
Oh.
Doua ziua?
2 zile. 2 zile. So what you said earlier, Lauren, ziua, that is the day. Okay, so I take the word zi, which means day, and I add wa, and that wa at the end means the. How about hour? How would I say the hour? Remember the take the hat off principle?
Ora.
Yes, ora. Ora, that's the hour. So whenever you have a noun that ends in a, you notice things. First of all, that's always feminine, so you can rely on that. Second of all, if you want to add a definite article to it, all you need to do is take the hat off at the end. Yeah, so whenever it ends in a, just turn the a into an a, and now it suddenly means the. Yeah, so ora, an hour, ora, the hour. Let's see some other examples. How would you say the week? Or, oh, let's start with a week, 2 weeks.
Săptămână.
O săptămână. Yeah, watch the diacritics here because they're tricky. It's a. Yeah, săptămână. And două.
Săptămâni.
Yes. O săptămână, 2 săptămâni. And now, how do you say the week?
Săptămână.
Yes.
Săptămână.
Săptămână. So you take the last hat off. Yes, so instead of a, you get the a at the end. Now it means the week. And how do you say a month?
Lună.
Luna?
O lună. And 2 months?
Doua luni?
2 luni. And the month?
Luna.
Luna. And by the way, this also means the moon. The month. And a year?
Un ani.
Un an.
An.
Yeah, so if it's singular, then it's just an. And doi, now you have an. That's ears. Doi an. Now, how do you say the ear? Because you don't have a head to take off this time. It's a masculine noun.
Anul.
Exactly. So for most masculine nouns, the definite article is ul. Not for all, but for most of them. Anul. Okay, how about the season?
Anotim. Tim. Anotim.
Anotim. And how would you say 2 seasons?
Due. Due. Anotimpe.
Anotimpuri.
Tempuri. Okay.
Yes. And the season is
Anotimpu.
Exactly. The season. Good. Oh, thank God the baby stopped crying. I could feel a rush of cortisol through my entire body. Okay. Phew. Good. So what are the days of the week? Let's have a flash review of the days of the week. Care sunt zilele săptămânii? This means what are the days of the week? Luni. Luni.
Marți.
Marți. And then
Mercredi.
miercuri. And then
Joi.
joi. După joi vine, after joi comes
Something with a V. I cannot remember now.
like the French vendredi. Then, do you
Vineri.
remember?
Vineri.
Vineri.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And Saturday is
Sambata.
Bata.
Sâmbătă. Also pay attention to this one, yeah? Sâmbătă.
Sambata.
Yeah. And Sunday is Duminică.
Dominica.
Yeah. Sâmbătă, Duminică. Okay, we have finished the first whiteboard. I'll get to the next one. What are the months of care sunt lunile anului? What are the months of the year?
Ineri.
We
Sorry?
can't see where you're typing.
Oh, sorry, I need to reshare.
Sure.
Yes, I'm resharing now. I need to choose the other document. Here we are. So, care sunt lunile anului? What are the months of the year?
Is it Januarie?
No, it's not with a J. With a Januarie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Januarie. And then February is
February.
Februarie.
Marti.
Martie. Not to be confused with
Martie.
March. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it has a T, that's the day of the week. If it has a normal T, then it's the month. So March and T-I and Martie, T-I-E. Okay.
Yeah.
April.
Aprilie.
And
Mai.
Mai.
Juni.
Junie.
Junie. Iulie.
Yeah. You spell this one like in English, but you pronounce it like a Romanian.
August.
August.
Septembrie.
Mm.
Octombrie.
Octombrie.
Novembre.
Noiembrie. See, so the V turns
Okay.
I in Romanian.
Noiembrie.
And
December.
Decembre.
Decembre.
Decembrie, yeah, because it's the letter group C.
Mhm.
So,
Decembre.
care sunt anotimpurile? Care sunt anotimpurile? What am I asking here?
What are the seasons?
So I'm going to show you some months. Let's take these. Ce anotimp e aici? În martie, aprilie și mai.
Primavera.
Primavera.
Primăvara. Ce anotimp e în iunie, iulie și august?
Vara.
Vara. Ce anotimp e în septembrie, octombrie și noiembrie?
Toamna.
Toamnă. Și în decembrie, ianuarie și februarie este
Iarna.
iarnă. Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about days. So how would you ask, what day was it? Let's start with, what day is it today? What day is today? How would you ask that?
Like ce astăzi?
How do you say day?
Zi.
Zi, and then is?
Este.
Hello, Kitty.
That's Spartacus.
Oh, that's so cute. Zi este. And
Yes,
day, it's what you said in the beginning, Christina.
I think it was like astăzi.
Astăzi. What's the short form for astăzi?
Asta? No.
Azi. You could just say azi. Ce zi e azi, Lauren?
Don't even know in English. Joy.
Joi. Azi e joi. Oh my God, so for me, Wednesday and Thursday, I think for my entire life, they will sound exactly the same in English. I have given up hope that I will ever distinguish them from one another. I don't know why. I've been studying English all my life, but telling these 2 days apart is almost impossible for me.
Wednesday and Thursday sound alike?
Yes, I just can't. My brain is short circuits when it comes to these 2 days. Okay, so I have empathy if you are in a similar situation with a different language. How would you ask, what day was it yesterday?
Ce zi este?
Was.
Oh.
Remember that part about its past tense?
Fost?
Yes. Christina, you have a cat tail. Hello. You see, a fost. And the word for yesterday is? Come on, I know you know it.
Isn't it like Al Stasi or something like that? Does it start with an A?
Not yet. It's easier. What's the word for yesterday? It's like the French hier.
Yeah.
Hier. Can you say
Hier.
hier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ieri.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you ask, how was the weather yesterday? You remember how you say the weather?
Vremea.
Almost. Vremea.
Vremea.
Vremea. So how would you ask, how was the weather yesterday?
Cum este,
It's a past tense.
cum fost.
Don't forget this conjugation of the verb to have. So, cum a fost.
False. Okay.
Vremea. Ieri.
Da, cum a fost vremea ieri? And you might reply, it was good. How would you say that? It was good.
A fost bine.
Bine.
Bună. Yeah, bună. You have bun, bună, and then in the plural you have bun, bune. That's an adjective. Yeah, so you describe objects or people with it, and it means good. You also have bine, that means well. Yeah, so that describes an action normally. How do you say the day before yesterday? It's what you tried to say earlier, Christina. I think we scared Mohammed because he disappeared. Come back if you see us.
Is it poirier?
No, boy is
No.
for future.
Right.
Something stuff.
We're back.
Alal,
Oh, that's right.
alaltă ieri. Yes, that's the day
Yes.
before
A long
yesterday.
time.
Yes. Alaltă ieri. Let's put it somewhere. So we have alaltă ieri. If we progress like this in time, then we have ieri, and then we have azi, and then how do you say the day before yesterday?
Rasalalataya.
Alaltă ieri. Yeah, so the furthest in the past is răsalaltă ieri, then you get alaltă ieri, ieri, azi, and then let's start with the future. How do you say tomorrow?
Mâine.
Mâine, and the day after tomorrow?
Poimine.
Mâine.
Poi mâine, and the day after tomorrow?
Ras poimine.
Răspoi.
Ross.
And now you've covered an entire week, yeah, because it's 7 of them. Maybe that was the logic of having so many words. Let's cover a whole week. Good. Well, we are almost done. Our time is almost up. But I'd like to review some words about the weather. So how would you describe the weather? Remember how to say weather?
Vreme.
Yeah, so vreme, that's a feminine, and it means weather. And vremea, that's the weather. So see what happened here, because I don't have a hat to take off, because it's a feminine noun that ends in e, I just add the a at the end, and that's my definite article. So that a means the. So how do you say it is raining?
Loya.
Ploaie means rain. That's a noun. You have o, ploaie, două, ploi.
Laua.
Lower.
Plouă, plouă. That means it's is raining or it rains. One very common mistake that English speakers make is to try to fit in the verb to be there. So, because in English you have it is raining, so you use the verb to be. In Romanian, it doesn't make any sense. Don't try to use it. It really doesn't fit at all. You just say it rains, because you don't have this it is plus ing structure like you do in English. Yeah, you just say rains. You don't even say it, see, because you don't have the word for it in Romanian. So whether you say it is raining or it rains, it's just plouă. And it's the same with snowing. So how would you say it is snowing?
Ninge.
Ninge. Ninge. It is snowing or it snows. How do you say the wind is blowing?
Nor.
No,
Eating.
that's clouds.
Oh, wait.
So the wind is vântul.
Yeah.
And we actually put the verb first in this case.
Hot.
Bate. Bate vântul. Literally beats the wind. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember this one.
The wind is blowing or the wind blows. So literally beats wind. Yeah, this is the structure. How do you say it's cold?
Frig.
Yeah, e frig. Or you could say e rece. And it's warm?
Yeah.
E cald.
E cald. How do you say it was cold?
A fast. Frig.
Frig. Oh, what's the difference between frig and rece?
Well, they're both nouns, but rece
No,
can also be
they're
a
not both nouns.
coldness. Frig is coldness.
Yes.
And then rece can also be like the illness, to have a cold.
No.
No, rece is.
It's cold. Răceală. O răceală.
Oh, I misunderstood that.
Răceli, that's a cold. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and the illness.
Okay, I misunderstood. Thank you.
Or it can mean an attitude, a cold attitude.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So metaphorically speaking. But rece is an adjective. So how do you say cold water? The word for water is apă.
Apă rece?
Apă rece. Cold water. Yeah, you cannot say apă frig because you can say what coldness water. Yeah. There are a lot more words that you can review here. I'm not gonna go through all of them because we're out of time. And I just want to take a few more minutes to review some really important things from the last pages. So remember how to say, for example, a boy.
Yeah.
And yes, un băiat. Bărbat is a man. And so un băiat and two boys is what? How do you say two boys?
Speak doi băiete?
Doi băieți. Doi băieți. How do you say a girl?
O fată?
O fată and two girls?
Două fete?
Fete. Două fete. And how would you say, I don't know, give me a neuter noun. A city. You remember?
Oraș.
Yeah, un
Oh.
oraș. And two cities.
Două. I forgot the plural for cities.
Două.
Orașe.
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 Yeah. So why did I give you these words side by side? It's so that you can compare. How do we call this? Un, doi, or o, două. How do we call this? Or un and două.
Indefinite articles.
Yes, these are the indefinite articles. And notice for masculine nouns, they're un, doi. Yeah, so this is masculine. For feminine nouns, it's o and două. Yeah, feminine. And for neuters, it's actually a combination of masculine and feminine. So un and două. So neuters act like masculines in singular, and then they act like feminines in plural. So how would you say, for example, a hotel?
Un hotel.
Un hotel. So how would you say in a hotel?
In un hotel.
Yes. Now, there's a rule that we apply here. If we have un plus un, it turns into what?
Între.
Now, între means between. It's close.
Intro.
Într-o is in a feminine, yeah, because it's o. It's, see, like o fată.
Într-un.
Într-un. So whenever you have un, it doesn't matter whether it's from a masculine noun or from a neuter noun, you get într-un if you combine it with un. Yeah, într-un. So you can't really say în un hotel. Yeah, you would need to say într-un hotel. Într-un hotel. How would you say a house?
Casă.
And is it un or o?
O.
O casă.
O casă. And how would you say in a house?
Într-o casă.
Bingo. Yes. So see, there is a similar rule. Un plus o equals într-o. Yeah. So then you're not going to say în o casă. I will write them both în o casă, but you will write într-o casă. Yeah. So let's cross this one too. And you will have this in the test also. So pay attention whenever you have un followed by un or o, then it's într-un and într-o. What if you want to say in the hotel?
In true hotel?
No, because that's in a hotel. Yeah, so un means a, but now you have the. So you know exactly what hotel it is.
Hotelul?
That would make sense if you could translate directly from English, but unfortunately, the structure is different and the places where we use the definite article in Romanian are different from the ones where we use the definite article in Romanian. So in this case, we just say un hotel, literally in hotel. And it means in the hotel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Now, when would we use the definite article in Romanian? If you wanted to specify something about the hotel. So for example, you want to say in the big hotel. Big is mare. And how would you say that? În.
Mm,
And now you
Mare.
say the hotel.
Hotelul mare.
Da, în hotelul mare. So because it's a masculine noun or a neuter noun, the definite article is ul, în hotelul mare. Because now it's like we made it more defined by describing it. Yeah. So because we have this description, we have the definite article. We don't have anything here, so we won't have, let's put it the other way. We won't have anything here either. And similarly, how would you say in the house? That sounds like a hip hop song again, from the 90s probably. In the house.
Casa.
În casa. Yeah. And in a small house, that's a mică. Mică is small. No, sorry, in the small house. How do you say in the small house? În. And now you need to say the house. Drop the hat from the end.
Casa.
În
Casa,
casa.
mică.
Mica.
See? So now it has a definite article. Good, we are almost done. Two more things. You will have probably some things about putting objects in space. So how would you say things like on?
Pe.
And on the table?
Pe masă.
Pe masă. How about under?
Sub.
Sub. How do you say under the desk?
Sub birou.
Sub birou. How do you say next to or near something?
Lângă.
Lângă. And how do you say near the computer?
Lângă calculator.
Lângă calculator. So notice how in English you say on the table, under the desk, next to the computer, while in Romanian you don't use the for any of them. You say on table, under desk, next to computer. What's the word for between?
Între.
Între. See, not to be confused with într-o. And how would you say between the window and the door?
Între fereastră și I forgot ușa.
Între fereastră și ușă. And in the backpack, how do you say in?
În.
And in the backpack?
În rucsac.
În rucksack. So how would you ask, what is on the table?
Ce este pe masă?
Este pe masă. And if you want to say there is nothing on the table.
Este
What's the word for nothing?
mic.
Mic.
Pe masă.
Este nimic pe masă, or nu este nimic, or just nimic. Or you can even invert the order and say pe masă nu este nimic. Or you could even say nu e nimic. See, so many.
Oh my gosh.
How would you ask who is at the door?
Cine este? Oh, I forgot.
Ușa.
Who is the door?
All right.
Este.
What's the word for at?
Mm.
La.
La.
Ah, ok. Cine este la ușă?
Cine este la ușă? There is nobody at the door. You're just hallucinating. I'm sorry. How would you say it? The first part.
Nimeni. Nimeni.
Yes.
Nu este nimeni.
Nu este.
Este nimeni.
Nu este nimeni la ușă, or la ușă nu este nimeni. Okay, congratulations. We have finished the review of the entire unit, the whole unit 1. So thank you for staying with me. There is one important thing that I would like to mention, and that is for the test, you will also have some vocabulary regarding technology, like very basic, like how to say power outlet and charger and password and Wi-Fi that we didn't have time to do, but I'm going to make a separate video for that and explain it for you. Okay, so you can rely on that. I'm not...
Mulțumesc.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to see you at the test on Tuesday evening at 6. And if you can't join at 6, you can also join at 9 a.m. with the morning group. I don't care with which group you're coming. So for me, it's fine either way. Just choose whatever is best for you. Hi, Kitty. Okay.
His name is Winston.
Yes.
Hi, Winston.
Have a nice evening or day wherever you are.
Pa, 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 pa.
Next week. Bye.
Mulțumesc!
Mulțumesc.
Mulțumesc.